They are a bit sleepy, they are a bit fatigued, and the big frames can catch him off guard and take it to Haven, which would be our deciding map.
I mean, excuse me, not Haven. Big Frames are one hell of a team when it comes to defense here, and they're going to be starting out on defense, considering that this is the map pick of mouseSpaz. I have seen enough bind for a lifetime. It's something I brought up before, but if it ends on this map, I will have literally only seen bind for this entire day. I want to see other maps. There's 2 others. Why have I only seen this one?
Because
doesn't matter anyway.
Everyone hates, and then the other one is kind of, this one's better.
That's fair. And that was a nice little fair shot coming out from Welshie to start things off. On to Cutler, the first victim of this grand final, but far from the last. So Sabrosa will now join him in the grave here. Spike is going to be picked up, sure, and there is a decent amount of damage done onto the defenders, sure, but there's still no kills, and that is really the big kicker here, is that it's suddenly a 2 versus 5, and the Spike is not going to be able to get planted if things keep up like this, Boggs.
No, I mean, if they could get a plant, they could get something, but Loner's going for jump shots. He drops the spike, a good flash comes in from Hazed, but still the spike yet to be planted. Dev's going to take down Haze. That drops the spike, leaving Wardell in a very unfavorable 1v5. He'll take down one, but Loner continues mashing spacebar or scroll wheel. I actually don't know if you can use scroll wheel as a jump in Valorant.
I'd use it, so yeah, you can.
Okay, so you can use spacebar as a jump, but it will be Loner. Or you can use mouse wheel as a jump. It will be Loner hitting the jump, either mouse wheel or spacebar. Why not both? To land the final shot.
Either way, though, I mean, even if he didn't get that shot, he still probably had his teammates to fall back on. I mean, it was a 1v5 again at the end of the day. A very confident first round coming out from Big Frames. They are still hot after playing a lot of matches to make their way through the losers finals, or into losers finals, into the grand finals. So, they've had a long road today, and as you mentioned, that fatigue factor might be coming into play, but at least for this first round, it hasn't exactly seemed to have struck them just yet. Pistols in play for the side of the offense for round number 2. Doesn't exactly spell confidence, but maybe they can cause a little bit of damage. Best opportunity would be to try to get some of this utility out and get some damage done. Spike would be nice too. I don't even think they need to get this down, though. There's the damage that I was talking about, though. Drone was able to take down Welshie before there's a trade through. And overall, things are at a bit of a standstill, but a net positive, I'd say, for the side of mouseSpaz at the moment.
I mean, they already got a pick, and now it could give them some sort of an advantage. They grab a rifle, they grab something, maybe another kill. It can all go their way. If they get the plant down, the spike in, then maybe, just maybe, this could go their way. I mean, Big Frames were able to do it against Spot Up. Who's to say mouseSpaz can't do it then? Now, I mean, in the first game, too, it was Big Frames who won the forest fire, the half fire round in the second round against mouseSpaz. So mouseSpaz probably going to try and return that favor. Although Nerf is going to try and shut this down, and he can definitely do this! 3 kills for Nerf. He takes down Haze to stop the bomb, or the spike, and leaving just Cutler left alone. 13 seconds, not much time, not much chance here. And I think it will be a second round on the board for the Big Frames. Their home gym is in full form right now. They're working out. They are swole. They are not losing anything right now.
They're swole, and they are patrolling the map. Rest in peace, Swole Patrol. And a nice little 2-0 start for them. It could have been a little bit scary if that spike did manage to go down, but nerfed. Nice little spray down with the Spectre, kept them in that realm of safety, and ended up closing it out in a relatively clean fashion, only dropping 2 guns. Both of which have to be rebought, but it's probably for the best bet too. I mean, considering if you look at the buy from the attack at the moment, there's 4 Phantoms and 1 Vandal on Wardell's hands. And so, it's a storyline that we have seen many times before, but this does favor the attackers if you just look at this buy on paper, because what are you going to favor? The gun that can one-shot you, or the guns that take a little bit longer, probably? Time is everything in this game here, and the timing is wonderful from Drone to find that kill onto Loner. Start things off and get the bomb down in a pretty safe position, although taking a while before they actually get it down. Wardell, is he going for a really risky plant here? Okay, seems like he has second thoughts about it. Maybe he didn't realize that he had the bomb in his grasp or something like that. But Spike is nevertheless planted right down there in the concrete. Looks like concrete, not exactly sure what it is, but a 3 versus 4 as the post plant begins, and Dev, well, she and Bjor will be up to try to handle this all by themselves. Now, having that Sage in play makes things a little bit sweeter. They do have that heal orb in play, excuse me, same situation with the wall and slow orb, but still a very tall order. They're a man down, and that is, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing at the end of the day. Going to be really hard to deal with it as a result here, and there again is going to be the wall coming through, but the angle isn't exactly appropriate for the situation. It's going to be easy pickings for the attackers to close off and, close out the round, excuse me. 3 players left standing too, Boggs.
That's a good round from mouseSpaz, dude. That's a really good...
I know. Solid. I mean, this was kind of what I was hoping when I would see a buy round come out of them. It makes sense, you know? They're up against Spectres, they're up against Bulldogs. On paper, those guns will not match up to the Vandals, and we haven't even had... I mean, it didn't even get that far.
No.
It was honestly, they won their initial duels, and then it's a good post-plant positions.
Yeah,
that's what wins you rounds, and what won them that round.
It's the CS background of all these players. I mean, there's CS background in every single player in this server. And some of them playing at the highest levels of Counter-Strike. So, really, right now, it's just a battle of who's better today, really. Because I think on any given Sunday in this game, either team can win this matchup. As we saw in the first game, it went to overtime, and it was close. It was down to the wire. And we'll see another thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, Nerf. That's the kind of big plays we need from the big frames. But he does go down. Taze to trade, 3v3.
Revealing area.
Bit of time still now.
So awkward, though.
Yeah, it's a really awkward engagement.
I have the spike.
Well, thing is, I mean, Nerfed, his position was given away by that owl drone that came through a bit earlier on, and the fact that drone, he called it out, I'm pretty sure, but still, the kill wasn't there, and he ended up getting a 2K off of it, makes this round a little bit harder now. I mean, it's not impossible. There's still very much a chance for both teams to finish this one out, but it's looking a little less possible. Walshy, using his ult to really try to force the issue, does the job rather well. Cutler finding another one on top of that, and I think that ult investment was perhaps not the wisest decision. Drone even waiting on the other side of that U-Haul. I don't know how his gun didn't peek out or anything, but it's a nice little angle that leads to a nice little round, and now we have a nice little scoreline. 2-2, and mouseSpaz with yet another good-looking round there. Take a slightly, or excuse me, take just a little bit more damage, but still, you know, that big number at the top, which matters the most, isn't it?
Yeah, that 1-0 map advantage for mouseSpaz, I think, is what sings the loudest right now. Might be 2-2 in this map, but they already have a map advantage. For big frames right now, it's sudden death. They lose this map, it's all over. It comes down to a BO1 for them, essentially. They have to win 2 BO1s. That's how they have to think of this. Because if they don't have the luxury that mouseSpaz has. This is a best of 2 for them. They can win one, and they're fine. They can lose one, and they still win the next one, they're fine.
I'm not sure if you're on Subrosa's POV there, but that's the first time I think his smoke play has worked or has actually been countered. Loner was waiting right by where Subrosa would most likely teleport through and just immediately took him down. It's a free 4 versus 5, and Subrosa still yet to find a kill so far in this grand final, but you know, the game is still young. The night is still young, Boggs. There's plenty of Valorant to be played. Again, as you mentioned, theoretically, 2 maps. Be going to Haven if this map were to go the way of big frames. It's a sudden death for Subrosa if no one else, but the A site is taken as the smoke clears.
Prepare for hellfire.
Little strike actually coming through. That timing seemed a little bit awkward. Wasn't quite there to stop out the spike from going down. Oh, but body block is coming through. Thank God for drone to save the life there of Wardell. Oh, and Wardell will go ahead and repay the favor by getting a nice little headshot in return before finally going down at the hands of Dev. A 4 versus 2, a situation which didn't look very favorable whatsoever, has suddenly turned into something looking absolutely gorgeous. Even getting that rolling thunder, or as I like to call it, the thunder shock. What was that, lightning wave or something like that?
Okay, Ash Ketchum.
Either way. Either way, what I'm trying to say is that an ultimate was used and unfortunately was unable to get any value out of it. Is a very good looking sign for the attackers as they now go up another peg.
Yeah, we might be seeing the cowboy buy coming out from the defending side from the big frames. They have 3 sheriffs, an SMG, looks like a Spectre from Manzine, a classic for Loner. Oh no, he will go for the sheriff, so all but a cowboy buy. Cowboy buy with modern weaponry.
They're the cyberpunk cowboys, apparently. I mean, it's just kind of good that they can still convert these rounds even when some of the ultimate usage isn't on top of the game. Yeah, they had to use 2 for that, but it's a very clean conversion for the most part. They dealt with that post plant very handily, and now they can start working towards getting those ultimates up again. But, you know, away with the ultimates for now, because it's coming down to regular abilities at the moment. Drone is able to find 2 with his drone and mark them up for death, but Sub Rosa is unfortunately unable to actually finish up the kill. Drone! Oh, he's playing with fire here. I don't know what he's doing, but he nearly walked into that Sova ult when it looked like he was out in the middle, or excuse me, out in the clear. Welchie is able to capitalize upon that newfound damage and bring this into a little bit of a better situation for the defenders. This force up, Boggs, it's actually kind of working out for them. Maybe these cyberpunk cowboys actually have a decent plan up their sleeve.
If Yor can get this kill in the hookah, this could be massive. He doesn't take down Wardell, though, and now the B side's going to become a slugfest. There's 3 players defending. The rotation's coming quick in from Nerfed. Now it's all down to see how Loner and company can hold things down. The shockwave comes through, but it doesn't do anything. Cutler, though, first kill. Loner spams the sheriff, but he is the one kicked out of dodge.
Hayes, that was a gorgeous shot that he just hit right there. Barely any time as the bomb goes down. The spike, excuse me, goes down. Still, I am, look, there's a lot of CS players in this, so I'm still thinking CS. At the end of the day, though, that eco round is promising, but no cigar, unfortunately, for big frames, as it will be another one going the way of mouseSpaz. Now, double the scoreline of what the big frames have.
Well, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, Kieran. And right now, the only hand grenades are on Welsh, and he hasn't necessarily been able to put those to good use.
Most definitely has not, but it seems like he doesn't need them. Still 5-5 nonetheless, but still the rounds aren't there to match the KD. Surging out for a pick early on over towards long. It's something that we saw big frames do a lot previously. They have a sage wall at the ready to kind of work as a contact sort of play, make it the most favorable duel that they possibly can. But Long B is uncontested for the most part. The closest you saw was that Cypher Cutler, but he has just decided to completely back out of dodge, allow that ultimate orb to go the way of the defenders for the time being, build up that ultimate economy since theirs is relatively healthy. But eventually, things will consolidate over towards A yet again. Being the charge will be Drone. Moves in with the bomb, actually. He just went through teleporter. Okay, that even faked me out.
That's a great
They're going over
fake.
towards B now. Oh, that ice orb, though, changes everything, doesn't it? Oh, God. And then there's a raise grenades all behind it for good measure, too. Bjor is able to find a nice free kill to make this offense a little bit harder. But, I mean, all the players are at the ready. A missed teleport comes through, and oh, poor Sabrosa has had a really, really bad time so far. I have to feel for him. Ooh,
Well,
that was a little bit of a rough one.
Stolen from him.
Poor guy. Pretty solid round, all things considered, though. I mean,
This
on
is
big
defensive
frames.
sided. So
Oh, most
there is that
definitely.
asterisk right now too that there's already 4 rounds on the board for mouseSpaz, and that makes me really nervous for big frames. We saw.
I mean, I think what you're mentioning. Oh, sorry, you first, actually. I think you're about to say what I was thinking.
when we saw them come back on a massive defensive half against Spot Up. Spot Up was up
Yeah.
9-3, and big frames won at 13-11.
13-11. That was it. Exactly what I was gonna say. It's like anything goes. There's still so much to be played, and crazy comebacks can happen. We have seen them together, Boggs, with Sully as our witness.
Yes, Sully is our witness, but he is, well, witnessing this from the chat. And we're witnessing Wardell on a tear. 2 kills already out towards A. Site is open. Leaving Cutler to lock down Hookah, grab the spike, and take it all the way over towards that A side. I think this honestly might just be a save round from big frames. They have no
gotta
money in the
be,
bank.
yeah.
They can actually drop a Vandal over to 1, and Loner should have enough for a buy, or Bjor can actually drop one over 2. So really, I think this should probably be a save from big frames. I don't think they're going to win a 3v5 retake. And I don't even think Bjor has... Oh, Bjor does have res, but there's no real way they can get the res off. And, well, she actually going to catch Hazed off. Means that this could be on. Big Frames are the kind of team to go for these sort of risky plays, these risky retakes, but not necessarily the smartest or most wise play. Although they could get a couple exits, which could help them out in the long run. Hurt the economy, but that is not going to help them at all. Well, she will go down to drone as well, as Bjor Lulu was the other victim, leaving only one save. It's going to be Dev. Tell me drone doesn't use them all. Okay. I thought drone was about to ult on that.
No, of course not. He's not that crazy. He's crazy, but he's crazy good, not crazy stupid. I like it, though. I mean, drone does a little bit more economic damage in a round that they had already won, and what looked like a pretty promising save by the defenders is now nothing more than a lukewarm buy. Dev will have his Vandal to call his, and there actually will be a Phantom Force round into Welshie's hands as well. Makes sense. He had the most money of pretty much everybody else in the entire server. But, I mean, with classics around, it's not an impossible buy.
They do have
This
shares.
game is still very new. Yeah, it's shares. I mean, those things one-shot. It's one shot from a certain range, at least.
It's a deagle.
Nah, it's like a McDonald's deagle, you know? It's not... It can't... After a certain range, it has fall-off damage, so it only does 145, even if it hit the 1D, you know? It kind of sucks in that regard, but Sub Rosa is doing anything but sucking at the moment. He was 0-6 and has finally arrived onto the scoreboard, excuse me, with 2 kills in this round. And a very important 2 kills those were, too. Those kind of changed the situation entirely for the attackers. They take over the B-bomb site and allow that spike to get taken down. Sabrosa has actually been giving a second shot at life, too. Look at that. Wardell. Nice little res there. Bit more damage done, though. Nerfed. Take down Cutler. But things continue to look a little bit feeble for the defense. They have to start moving quick. That bomb, that spike is already very, very far ticked. Sure, they're getting kills, but they don't have the actual legs to make this retake work. Spike is about to go up in its flames. I'm not even sure if you would call them flames. And actually, wait a second. If they don't get away soon, this is a lot of damage. Oh, God. Wardell should not have died there. Actually, wait, Loner goes down too, so it's an even trade.
Yeah.
I
don't know if it's
unfortunately
worth,
Wardell was yeah, it was a bit awkward.
Well, I guess they're gonna have a full buy this round, so it makes sense in the end. But still, they did take down one with the spike. It's just, I don't know. Seems a little.
It's alright, you know.
Anticlimactic, really.
Most definitely, especially after they're able to find 2 kills towards the latter end of that bomb's lifespan. I want to keep an eye on Loner here if you could as well, because he's pushing up aggressively over towards mid, which is not something we actually see him do all too often. And I think he's actually going to get punished for his aggression, as Dev has. And, well, there it is. Never mind on what I was thinking. I thought it could have been a crazy play, but Dev will make it so it's nothing more than a potential dream. Double the score for Big Frame, or excuse me, for mouseSpaz at the moment. As Big Frames have been struggling on this defense so far, and since this is such a defense-sided map, we would have to hope for a little bit more of a celebration. Something a little bit more climactic, but I mean, Boggs, these have been some pretty one-sided rounds as of recent, I would have to say.
Indeed, these have been extremely one-sided, really, and mostly in the favor of mouseSpaz. This is a dominant, aggressive half, and I don't know if it's fatigue from the Big Frames or just mouseSpaz having a better read on Big Frames after a very close affair against them earlier today. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, mouseSpaz made their comeback on the attacking side, didn't they?
Did they?
Or wait, no,
I might be wrong, but I thought
defense.
it was on the defense.
It was defense, because that's how they won the last round, was a spike defuse.
Yes, there it is. So I mean, right now they're just kind of in Super Saiyan form, mouseSpaz, but they have yet to go Super Saiyan 2, to use a cartoon reference.
Good.
I think Big Frames are going to need to go Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan Blue at this point.
Oh my god, they definitely need to. They need something. 3-7 is probably one of the worst scorelines they could be staring down the barrel of at the moment. Only 2 rounds left to make their presence known on this defense, and I mean, big frames, the things that were working out for them previously are not exactly working out the same way this time around. Sabrosa has unfortunately been kind of the sacrificial lamb for almost every attack so far, but still, his team is putting together the rounds. It's just that Sabrosa has not been having the best time personally. He's 2-9, but again, does that really matter when you're up 3-7 on the offensive side of Bind? In the grand finals? Probably not. It just doesn't look great for the stat sheet. But who gives a damn?
All that matters is winning in the end of the day. That's all these players care about, is getting that dub. Winning these tournaments.
Getting that cash.
Yeah. Getting that lion's share of 1,500. That's a sizable chunk of change, too.
They're still not... I mean, actually, wait, it's not even that far away.
No,
I mean, hell,
6
we're
rounds
only
away.
6 rounds away. Yeah. That being said, for big frames, maybe they'll make this a little bit of a longer ordeal, considering there's only 25 seconds left, and it looks like they're pulling off a double fake, going back over towards A to try to drag some rotations over. The defense are fooled, but they still have that numbers advantage. Dev's continuing to be absolutely incredible with this operator, as he's actually found a triple. I didn't expect that third one to come through. Luckily, Wardell is able to strike back. Oh, the American sniper is coming through, and I absolutely love it. Oh, wait, they actually did get the spike planted. I would have thought that was going to be the craziest denial of all time, but unfortunately, no. I haven't seen a denial that crazy since the one that decided not to pay their members. Op reloaded. 3-7. But Wardell has to now find 3 more players to make this dream a little bit more possible. A little bit closer to reality. Slow orb comes through. And, well, it's a first shot miss. He'll be given a second chance at life, but Dev will just collect his quad kill for his trouble. A res expended. It's a good price for Dev to be able to find 4 kills and round number 4 on the board. If they can make this 5-7, it's workable. It's not great, but it's workable.
5-7, there's a chance. It's not the best, as you said. It's not great. There most certainly is a chance, especially if they can win the pistol. But I think a lot of this game hinges on the pistol for the big frames. Can they get that momentum out early, or are they going to get shut right back down by mouseSpaz? I mean, mouseSpaz, you look at the pedigree on this team. 2 former CLG players, Sabrosa, Wardell, playing multiple times. I think Sabrosa did make a stint at CLG at some point as well.
Yes,
way
he did.
back in the day, actually.
I used to be such a big Sabrosa fan, dude. I thought he was always sick as hell.
He is.
Underrated.
Yeah, seems insane.
At 1v4 he got versus like Fnatic or something. Oh, still watch it back whenever I'm having a lonely day.
And I mean, you can't forget Wardell. Too,
I just love how you're just looking at me like... Anyway, well,
that's a good
apparently
drone.
I looked at your face for a second and I missed 2 faces being blown off, apparently. And guess who else but Sabrosa? Unfortunately, again, he is just the unfortunate victim. He's given a second shot, though. Another res expended. And Dev has actually gone down. That is probably one of the worst players they could have down in this situation.
Yeah. So prolific with the op. Oh, Sabrosa.
Sabrosa. Good spot, too.
And he's hearing the rotations. He knows. He sees it all. He does get blinded by the breach. It's hazed. But you're actually going to win that duel. Drone, though, on for the 3K. Dodges his own enemy civil.
Good wall from Wardell. That's huge.
Yeah. They should get the spike down at the very least, but I think Drone is hunting for these frags. He's going aggressive, swaps to the classic. Mows down loader.
Ow!
1 more kill for the ace. It's Welsh in a 1v3. This is doable for him, but not when he gets annihilated there. He will dodge. Has no idea where everybody is, though. Shashel does something, but not enough. The slow orb will make it so. The ace comes through for Drone. 8-4.
That's ace number, like, 3, I think he's gotten on stream. Ace number 3 for Drone. I think this guy is just unreal.
Yeah, I think
he's
so.
Something else. He's the best player in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Drone.
I mean, if anyone has any argument, he really has. He's single-handedly closing out rounds, making rounds a little bit more possible, and Boggs, I am happy to be a witness to it.
Oh yeah, Drone was a good Counter-Strike player. Actually, a really nice guy, just to go on a bit of a rabbit trail here. Played a couple of Facing Pugs with him. He was really chill, helped me out a lot, actually. He just told me things. It's like, relax your arm a little bit more, you're too tense, you're flicking over, you're over flicking, you're making micro adjustments that you shouldn't be. Like, just stuff like that.
Wow.
So, it's like, Talk about class. Drone's a class guy. Props to Drone.
I love myself some Drone. I loved his video that he did with Vu as well, but that's for CS, and this is Valorant, so, you know, different game, different anything, but he's still crushing it, no matter the game, apparently. I think it's important to mention, Boggs, we just switched sides, and I don't feel like I gave that the proper credit that it deserves. So, you know, switching things up now. Now we're going to be seeing Loner and Co. on big frames trying to make this offense happen. On the pistol, it's going to be their best shot to get their heads back into this game, and 8-4 is what they're staring down the barrel of, and holy hell, it's looking like it's going to be a 9-4. Bjor has to try to convince me otherwise, but he's already snuffed out by the time I'm done with my sentence. And Boggs, we're inching ever closer to crowning our champions, aren't we?
4 rounds away. Not to get ahead of myself too much here, but it'll probably be 3 after this one.
Yes, this should do.
2 classics,
I'm
2
not gonna
frenzies,
lie.
and a sheriff.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
I'm a bit frustrated that I've only seen Bind today. I was actually hoping to see Haven, but
This goes here.
whatever.
I think
What are you going to do,
the
right?
problem with Haven is that in the BO1 it's too open. There's too many random
fair.
scams that can happen. So I think that that's probably why a lot of these teams are going for Bind in the BO1 format, is because it's a lot more knowable. It's a lot more
It's a lot
expected.
less random.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, when we're talking, you know, banting with the lads a little bit, in the chat, they said as much, you know? They seem to agree with us that it's just, like, probably the best and most even map, and it feels the least random. Hard to disagree with it. I mean, it seems that every team agrees with them, too. Again, it's just been... Oh my god. I'm not sure if you had your camera on Bjor there, but he just almost hit a 1 dig. It was basically 1 dig, but again, that fall off range that I mentioned came back into play. He did 145, followed up by a body shot, something which shouldn't have even gotten that far. He takes a shot for his trouble at 56 HP, and he is out of the server now. 1v3, and it's looking an awful lot like number 10, double digits, just like that.
And look who closes it out. None other than Drone.
How is he doing at the moment? It's actually Wardell who's top fragging for
Although
the time
Drone
being.
has a better KD. He's 17-5.
Yeah, Wardell is kind of a go big or go home.
Wardell
There's been a
is
couple of rounds.
the kind of guy who just gets all these kills, but he also has a massive amount of deaths. It's just his playing style. He's very aggro. He gets a lot of work done, and it's a player that you doesn't necessarily need to have. You really do need to have a player like that. And that's kind of why he's been so good for so long, even in Counter-Strike, and known as one of the better offers in North America. It's because of that raw,
And he's
aggressive
also
style.
jacked as hell. Yeah.
Oh, he is, yeah.
Dude, I love watching his stream. He pulls off the craziest stuff.
Surprised he took a break from the gym to come here and play.
For real? Oh, it is quarantine. They're probably all closed. Wait, no, he has a home
Yeah.
gym. We talked about that too. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe in between lives or something. That's why he's dying a lot. He's just doing some reps in the meantime.
Pull-up bar above the
I don't know.
desk.
He's gonna have plenty of time for it soon, and maybe he can even upgrade his setup, because there might be a lot more money flowing into his pocket relatively soon here. 10-4, but this is a relatively quiet round. Again, it's a good opportunity for the side of Big Frames to get themselves back into this game, because the artillery does favor the offense at the moment. It's a 1-for-1 trade out on the B-bomb site to start things off, but again, who else but Drone is going to be stepping in to make this a little bit more awkward for the offensive side as they try to get the spike down. There are the counter... Oh god, I don't even have time to even finish that thought before kills are coming through from Sabrosa now on the flank. But it was a recon dart that really kind of made that thing awkward, and then Sabrosa was just able to come through and perfectly timing the rest of the attackers. Sure, spike is planted, but this is still such a tough situation for them to close it out. But they're doing it. Pure and Nerf both find kills to their own devices here. And now they just need to finish it off, but not given a chance. Just surrounded, Boggs. It's so overwhelming to even watch. Imagine having to play against it.
I mean, they're just a dominating force right now. They're just pushing in. They're winning their aim duels. They're playing really disciplined as well, which is something that Big Frames were doing so well in the first series between these two. But it's just absolute beauty coming out from mouseSpaz. This is beautiful Valorant here. And I think this is the best
really
you can
is.
get, like, to beautiful Valorant so early in the game.
The game is still young, and I've said it, I think, once before today, but I can't wait to look back on these VODs years down the line and be like, oh my god, this was like the top of the line, because games can just evolve so much over the years, and just like, what it's like can just really evolve, and I'm excited, honestly. I want to see how this game grows in the future, because it has potential. I think all these players have potential. Sub Rosa! Oh my god, I didn't think they would get away with it! How did they not hear his teleport? He literally just teleports on top of that ice wall over towards mid-A and gets a kill for free. That is so insane. At least something else is getting punished, though. So I can only raise my voice for so long before eventually Big Frames finally make their presence known in this round. It's still a 4v1. And look, it is Drone who has to do it all. Seemingly, though, he is not indomitable. He gets taken out, Boggs.
Finally. Took a long time. And it was Welshie to do it to him, too. A 3K on the round for Welshie. He gets the big ol' rocket for the raise. And maybe if he can do some work with it, it can start a bit of a comeback streak, but they're down so much. 6 rounds.
Yeah.
They need 8 to win. I don't know if it's possible. I mean,
Anything is possible, I suppose, but it's definitely a tall order.
the way mouseSpaz are playing, I don't
For
know.
sure.
Everyone's
This
hitting
should be
those
another
shots.
round for them, though. Pistols across the board.
That is true.
I don't know, Boggs. This could get awkward real quickly here, especially imagine if they win this pistol round too. That would be absurd.
That would be the final nail in the coffin, Big Frames here. That's for sure.
Camera taken out.
I think though there
He's
might be
triggered.
just a little bit of sanity. Definitely setting up for a B exec at the moment here. You see the Brimstone lagging up behind just a little bit. Will be eventually joining his friends to go ahead, probably set some smokes down and make an execute happen. Dell, 10 seconds on his heel. Not even close to his teammate though. Actually, look at this. They're stacking B as well. Good read by the defense, but they do. I mean, I don't really see the artillery working out for them. Again, it is pistols. I don't buy it. Taking their time though, but they will eventually push their way into the site here. Sending a defender over to the A site using the teleport. Sub Rosa, I'm not sure what his final goal was but he just decided to get out of dodge. A bit unfortunate.
Now it's just Hayes left on the side. He's trying to do what he can, but he can't do much. He'll cancel his little exploding wall.
I think it's important at this moment just not to use your cooldowns. Honestly, you don't want to have to rebuy those.
Yeah.
The fact that he gets a kill, that's nice as well, but the round's done, basically. 11-6, probably what we're going to be looking at.
Most likely be 11-6. Bjor will make it a little more close, and Welsh will put the final nail in Hayes' coffin. 11-6 is going to be that scoreline. The bye will be up once more for Wardell and friends, or mouseSpaz as they are going.
Pretty comfortable,
Yeah.
I gotta say. That was like a really solid round from Big Frames. It's something they needed for confidence boost, if nothing else. They only lose one player, they take the site, don't even have to use that much utility to get there as well. It's not bad. Definitely have something to be proud of, something to keep your head up and say, hey, you know what, we still have a chance. 5 rounds of the difference between the two, though. Sub Rosa, I hear you in party chat. But, he's going to be calling the shots.
Sub Rosa IGL?
Apparently, I
That's
thought it would have been
news.
Hayes or Cutler, honestly.
Yeah. Definitely expecting a guy like Hayes to do it, but you never know. Sub Rosa, biggest brain of Valorant, who knows?
I mean, to be fair, though, at the same time, I only heard like a couple of seconds because he accidentally talked in party chat. Who knows if that was just like, he's just helping IGL or something. But all that matters is that he's apparently calling the shot so far and that they want to try to get a smoke down somewhere over towards A. Is, I believe the sentence fragment I heard.
Well, Wardell,
Right now, though, it's going down.
he's got the operator poised up into bathrooms. He's soloing onto the A site, though. So in
whoa,
the
this is
eventuality that Big Frames want to execute onto this site, it'll be a free taking unless Wardell can knock them all down. Dev has actually gotten a kill, so the rotations will come back towards A. Dev's going to go hunting for more. There is a Cypher in the area. He's going to go for the spam, but he's not going to be able to take anyone down just yet. Well, she's got one. Bjor has another. It's just that Cypher in the back lines. That is going to fall, actually, now. It's Cutler, leaving Wardell all alone. 7 rounds on the board now for the Big Frames. Things starting to go
Yeah, and
really
at
well
this
for 'em.
point... Oh, for sure. I mean, the thing is, though, even at this point, Wardell saving the up isn't even that much of a given. There's still 45 seconds, well, about 40 now that I actually say it, for them to actually chase down that op. So, I mean, if Wardell is denied that sniper into this coming round, you know, that score could be looking a little more palatable for Big Frames.
I think Big Frames, though, they're content to just hang out on the site. They're not going to challenge too much here. Actually, I think I speak too soon.
Actually doing better.
They are running towards spawn. It's Dev, really. He's not going to walk into the right angle. He's going to walk into the other angle that could catch Wardell off from behind. Wardell.
Really makes noise, though.
It is Dev to get the kill.
I even feel like he was walking around a lot for that, too. Wardell, I'm surprised he didn't hear it, but apparently the loud footsteps don't quite travel that far, or sound in this game is messed up. One of the two options. I suppose at the end of the day, we can all agree on the fact that it is now 11-7. Pistols spot up for the side of mouseSpaz at the moment, and possibly another freebie. 11-8 is, I don't know, I don't want to call my shots too early, but it seems just pretty much like the most expected result at this point, Boggs.
I think 11-8 will be the result here. They do have a couple sheriffs, one sheriff, 2 ghosts, and 2 classics, but I don't think this will be a round for mouseSpaz. Maybe Bind has changed to the attacking side. I don't think that they're... Oh, I do
they
see
have
this
3
lineup.
players in hookah.
Yeah. Only Wardell on A again, though. This is kind of a similar reception to what they had in the last round. They are
wait, there's a pause at the moment. I just realized.
Oh, yeah, there is.
I was wondering, like, wow, I mean, there's a lot of time before this. It's kind of a weird time to call a tactical, I'm not going to lie. Assuming this is a tactical, not technical pause.
There's never a weird time to take a tactical.
I feel like this is probably one of the weirder times, though. This is a full eco for the most part. A couple of pistols invested, but it's not something that exactly screams, you know, real shot to execute what we just talked about.
Yeah,
I feel like maybe something crazy, like stacking B like they're doing right now, is a good idea. They seem to agree with me. Look at this. All players joining the B site at the moment here. So it definitely seems like a gamble call. Or it is a gamble call. I don't think there's any guessing.
Yeah, Wardell's heading back to the A side, so maybe they don't want to go for the full-on mid-scrim.
Interesting. This is basically what they did last time, only they had guns last time, so... I have conflicting thoughts about this. Nice little teleport over to that left side of the box.
But look at where all the big frames are. They're going up A short.
Uh-oh. Well, poor Wardell is about to have a bad time.
Well,
but I think his teammates will have a bad time first. Nice little triple for him. Cleans up the pistols. And, well, now it's Haze against the world. Probably not even going to be possible to save this Vandal as well, but he'll try his best. It's going to be a buy-up nonetheless, I would imagine, for the defenders in this next coming round.
I don't think this saving the Vandal is too big of a thing for him. I mean, it'll help him in the round after that if he dies, but right now I think he could do more harm to big frames by going for a couple kills.
See, I would think so too, but the money is just really starting to get good for them. I mean...
That's why he needs to get some kills here.
That's true. I understand that, but it's just like...
in the next round. I feel like you could do a lot more help to your team by taking a couple guns out of the opposition and not allowing big frames to get such a big economy. Just kind of how big frames were able to work their offense in the last meeting between these two teams. I mean, right now we're within 3 rounds. We're within 3 rounds.
I'll take it from there.
I said the comeback was possible, but maybe I wished it upon myself. It's 11-8. Another gun round comes through, and it's another opportunity for them to try to close out this game, mouseSpaz. Big frames are starting to nip at their heels a little bit more. They have a healthy economy now. They have a lot of good things going for them, to say the very least. Leading the leading the scoreboard on the side of mouseSpaz is still Wardell, who has now an operator to call his own. Early drone out. Over towards A. I mean, this is pretty... Okay, they're just really trying to force a kill out of drone here. Oh god, he walked straight into it! I gotta say, I don't think he juked that exactly how he was supposed to. That's a free kill for Loner. Unfortunately, another ult comes through on top of it. They're being very diligent with how they're pushing this. It's nothing that's exactly, you know, breaking the crazy laws of Valorant by any means, but it's just clean. They have 2 ultimates getting used. They use, you know, the nice little recon darts to find out the position of Sub Rosa as well. It's not crazy, but it works, and it's probably going to get them round number 9, and also probably force a save right now. Yeah, there it is. 3 players already committing to the save, because this is basically an impossible round now. Just like that, Boggs, we find ourselves 11-9, with 5 in a row going the way of Big Frames, too.
Yeah, and another really clean round from Big Frames. If I'm not mistaken, they only lost 1 in the previous round. I don't think they'll lose many people here. I think 3 of their last 4 rounds, they have been extremely clean, and that's why Big Frames have such a big bank. I mean, oh, the slow orb could just save Wardell's life here, although Dev does get in front of it. He can take... Okay, that is his teammate. Okay, nice shot by Hazed. Takes down Dev in the end, but still, 9 rounds. 2 rounds separating these 2 teams. And something tells me, Kieran, that we might very well be getting ourselves to that 3rd map. Unless
Wait, there are other maps in this game?
Can win this one.
This should do. Let's go
So
there.
I'm told. I'm told that there's 2 other maps. Although
What the hell
one
could they be
people
called?
hate, and the other one is just
Ah,
weird.
this is a nice spot.
As far as I'm aware, there is no such thing as not bind. But
Not binds a map, huh?
Shut up.
Bomb buddy out.
We've been at this. I don't think my jokes are hidden the same anymore, Boggs. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, these are still hitting good. These are some still, or these shots are still hitting pretty good. I have to say, 11-9. The gap is closed, and it's quiet for now. Wardell has pushed up aggressively to look over towards B
Out of
long.
charges.
Other than that, it's mainly who could control that they're looking down for the time being here. Sabrosa still has had a relatively quiet game, but he's holding down A. Might have a chance to make a little bit more noise. At the moment, though, he is still silent here.
Destroyed.
Spots out the drone, doesn't try to commit to a fight, do anything of the sort here. Has a teleporter in action in case he wants to actually try to use that, but right now he's trying to spam down his own smoke. Now, there comes the ultimate through. That's actually such a huge ultimate. It denies the bomb! Oh my lord, Loner is no longer for this world. They do have a res in play. Pure probably is going to be resing this, and oh, if he's going to be given an opportunity, now that danger has been, I guess, taken away for now. Retake is still on, though. Drone is not done with this guy just yet. He takes down Welshie now. Add another to his kill tally. He's up to 20 kills in this game, with still potentially more to come, too. Indeed it is! Hayes both combined for plenty of kills, and oh, it's overwhelmingly blue in the kill feed. It's round number 12 for mouseSpaz. They're 1 away from closing out this tournament.
Championship point for mouseSpaz, and what emphatic fashion that was, too. Absolutely perfect from mouseSpaz, winning their duels, only losing, I believe, 1 player in the entire thing. That's textbook defense. That's the textbook retake coming out from mouseSpaz. And that's what happens when you let the defense play offense. Apparently, at least for mouseSpaz, they absolutely dominate.
That was just huge by Drone, too, and I mean, really everybody was getting in on the action there. It was far, far, far from a solo effort, but I mean, I also do have to give nice little props to Drone as well for picking up that triple kill. As we head into the possibly the last round of the tournament here, it might be bind only for this entire thing. It's really going to be something to marvel at. Still plenty of money though. Big Frames, they can still make this comeback happen. They will have money for a decent amount of time. It's not the end of the world yet. That is probably one of the worst starts that you could hope for, though. Wardell finds a free kill, doesn't even exchange bullets.
That's the operator.
So he's
gun,
staying
too.
healthy. That's literally worst possible case scenario, isn't it?
I mean, you really don't want to lose a player early. You don't want to lose a Sova early, especially when you're struggling for information and getting control. Speaking of control, though, Drone's going to run
ults.
right into Bjor, and Dev, and actually will go down. That could be a tide changer in this round. That could open the door for Big Frames. They have very large bodies, so they do need large doors, but that could be something that actually works for them.
The bomb seems to be airing its way over towards B for the time being here. Everybody will be joining the fun here. Bjor, it looks like he's entry fragging. I don't exactly agree with that, and Wardell will show exactly why. The Sage down means no more healing and a weaker offense to make this happen. Boggs, I think we are just going to be wrapping up this tournament now, unless Nerf can do something incredible. Dev has done his job. He's had 21 kills so far, and it's the end of the line for Nerf in this round. It is him against the world, but the world will crush him down. Boggs, 13-9, makes mouseSpaz your Valorant champions for this lovely Fragadelphia weekly. $1,500, well, at least the lion's share of it anyway, will be going their way. And what an incredible performance by them. The #1 seed is showing why they're the number one.
Number 1 versus number 2. Seeding doesn't get much better than that. And the seeding ends up going the way of mouseSpaz, Drone, Wardell, 21-22 kills respectively. I mean, you look at the top 3, or the top 5, 3 of them are from